Yeah. What's good, Spurs Nights? It's your boy Clan Spurs fan here with another video. Today is a good day. I'm gonna wait for a few people to come in here, but today is a good day because Greg Popovich has or will be signing, expected to sign a 3-year deal. And as I said yesterday, or not yesterday, when I said it? I said it a few days ago. As I said a few days ago, Popovich is not the type of guy that's going to just bail on contracts. And I know that they also put in the article that, it's very possible that Pop owns his own future at this point. So Pop can do whatever he wants. He could coach for 1 year and then just, bounce. But Popovich doesn't seem like that type of character. He seems like he's the type of guy that will ride out his contract to the full of his ability. Okay, that's fine. One thing I gotta say about Popovich and this whole situation is I had a few days to think about that loss and all the stuff that I said about our Spurs and stuff I said about DeMar DeRozan and stuff I said about LA and the team. I don't take back anything I said about LA at all, but I do say this because I felt hopeless after that loss. As a fan, as a Spurs fan, I started to I just started thinking about how we went from a dynasty and I felt as if maybe we're dwindling away. That's how I felt the other day. And after some time of thinking about it, when I really put all the pieces together, when I really just reflect on this season and the future and even the Spurs past, if you think about it, the San Antonio Spurs are not a type of franchise that are just going to be a happy we made it type team. They are never going to be a franchise where they just like, I'm just happy we made it to the playoffs. They've never been like that. So in the series of 43 years being a franchise and you missed the playoffs 4 times, one of which is with Pop. Pop missed the playoffs once. And when you really think about it, you come to the realization that this franchise is all about winning. They're never going to take a season off. They're never going to be in a situation where they say, you know what, playoffs is just good enough. So I say all that to say this. Popovich coming back for 3 more years. He's not coming back just for shits and giggles. Popovich is coming back because he want to win, because he wants another championship. And the Spurs are not going to be a type of franchise that take a player like LA and saw what LA did and not reevaluate that situation. So as frustrated as we are about him not realizing what happened at the end of the game, how he didn't show up whatsoever, didn't even really show up at any point in that game, when you really think about it, the San Antonio Spurs are not going to be a franchise that just hang the hat and just go about their day. They are going to reevaluate this situation. They're going to see what type of players we have, and they're going to keep building off of it. And the way that Popovich was talking about DeJounte Murray, it's promising. Popovich sees an opportunity to do something special, and he knows they're capable. I don't know how he feels about LA at this point. And I don't know what's going to happen with the LA situation, but one thing that we can count on is that the San Antonio Spurs are going to make the right decision. One thing we can count on is that the San Antonio Spurs are going to attempt to win a championship every single season. So that level of hopelessness I had the other day, because I'm like, oh my God, our star player is LA, and he wasn't even mentally in the game when everything went down. It's not just me seeing this. It's not just you guys seeing this. It's not just NBA fans seeing this. Popovich and R.C. Buford evaluates every single aspect of their team every single season, and that's why they're continuously special. Now, we are the type of franchise that's more like a family than any other franchise in the NBA, but that doesn't stop us from still being a business. And I have a hard time believing that San Antonio won't reevaluate this team and make this team as best as they can next season. So I think it's safe to say that us as fans, we can really just lean back, enjoy our jack while the women get drunk as hell, so we can wake up in the morning with a story to tell, and we are gonna be fine. Hold on, let me read some of these. LA will be traded for Portland for good role players. Maybe, man. Maybe. Bright future for Spurs, honest, yes. Pop said he's gonna work on DeMar's threes. Did he say that for real? Can somebody confirm that for me? Because I want to find that clip. Did he just say that? I don't see Pop saying it. If he said it, he didn't say it that way. The way that you put that, I don't think he said it that way. Really? I'm gonna look for that. Did he say it today? Let me know if he said it today. I'm gonna look for that because that's pretty dope. Was he joking when he said it? You want to find the clip? It's 17-minute Pop interview. When was it? I don't believe you. I don't know. I don't trust you right now. But yeah, the Spurs are gonna be fine. I really like. It just went from. Oh, he said he's gonna talk to them. I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna look for it. His NC. Okay, I'm gonna look for it. But you know what? I was just thinking, man. I was just laid back thinking about everything, and I said, you know what? Why am I worrying? I'm a Spurs fan. It's not like we're the, no disrespect, but it's not like we're the Knicks or even we're the Lakers at this point where we're just dysfunctional. We're the Spurs. We're gonna be fine. And you know what? If the end of the season ends with the Warriors winning the championship, then so be it. Everybody was expecting that anyway. And if the Warriors win the championship, then it is what it is. We probably weren't gonna get there anyway. So what's the point? But you look towards the future, and I didn't want to look towards the future. I know everybody was like hitting me up and saying, yo, Clan, look towards the future. What about our future? In the middle of the playoffs, I'm like, yo, I want us to just win. But I'm out of that mode. I thought about it. I'm still down about LA. I'll say this with firm confidence. This channel it's not going to turn into a LA hate channel, but it's not going to be very positive as far as LA. And I'm sorry if you got a lot of LA. If you're a huge LA fan, I'm so sorry, but it's not going to be a big LA supportive group here for me anyway, coming from me. But yeah, I don't think LA's can win a championship as the main guy. But I really do believe that the San Antonio Spurs will make the proper moves that they need in order to be successful. And honestly, maybe it was, I might be thinking too far ahead, but maybe it was a mental move what Pop did. How Pop just took Derek White out of the lineup at the end of that game. Maybe it was a mental thing. Maybe he didn't play him, to motivate him more. I don't know. Pop is sneaky, y'all. Pop do some sneaky stuff with that team, with our teams. But yeah, for the most part, man, I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be a great situation. Pop coming back and people saying that, he could possibly leave after this season. Pop doesn't come across as that type of guy. Taking Derek White out was not smart. It really wasn't. I'm just talking at this point. 1, 2, 3 position set, bright future. Go for the Spurs. Trade LA if we can. Okay, so I'm not the only one. Okay, I felt really bad about the LA saying LA should be traded. I really did. I felt kind of bad about it because I'm like, I don't want to be one of those fans that were saying trade LA. Because there was fans like in the first 2 seasons with us that said trade LA. There's fans right now saying trade Patty, trade DeMar, and it's like, y'all, stop it. I mean, you gonna trade DeMar and get what? Giannis? I mean, come on, stop it. It's unrealistic. But I just didn't want to come across that type of guy that just comes on here and say he didn't play well, trade him. I'm not like that. Patty needs to stay. DeMar DeRozan needs to stay. I've given LA a lot of chances, and you wouldn't have known this, but if you followed me like on Instagram, you knew that I was not negative towards LA at all until this season, really. I was a huge LA fan, but I'm finally down to trade LA, him and him only. I feel the same way. It's we supposed to be talking about Popovich. We always do this, y'all. Every time I get on here, we talk about one thing, and then we end up getting on a different topic. But you know what? For some reason, he said, don't feel bad, he's a loser. Okay, let me say this about LA. This is my problem, all right? Because I didn't get to, and a lot of you guys didn't get to see the live stream after the game, because that was the last thing I uploaded, I think, was the live stream. Sorry, I'm looking at my clock. Okay, I got 15 minutes. 15 minutes with y'all. My problem with LA, because I did not get to articulate it well in the middle after that game, because I was just so angry about everything. But let me tell you what my main issue is. It's not the bad shooting, okay? A lot of people saying, well, you just mad because he shot poorly. DeMar shot poorly. It ain't about that. I'm all about attitude. Like, when I watch these games, I'm all about attitude and spirit. Somebody like Manu, and I'm not saying nobody on the team has an ounce of heart that Manu had. Like, he's very rare. Like, he comes with the Kobe's and the Jordans. Like, he's very rare. But somebody like Manu would come into a situation, go into a situation, miss probably as bad. He could go 1 for 10 in the first half, like DeMar DeRozan did. He can go 3 for 18, combined with LA and DeMar. He can have bad games like that. But at the same time, at the end of the game, he's so focused. He's so reeled in that he's going to make some type of play that try to make it happen. What I saw last game, I saw Brent Forbes do it. I saw Patty, to an extent, do it. I saw DeMar DeRozan do it. I saw DeMar DeRozan in the fourth. He was not afraid to shoot. A lot of people say that DeMar DeRozan is a choke artist. I don't believe that. I believe that the reason why DeMar DeRozan gets in those situations where we keep saying DeMar DeRozan, is because he always goes back to what he's used to. And what DeMar DeRozan is used to is going into the paint. And you always going to go back to what you're most used to in those stressful situations. That's just what you're going to do. DeMar DeRozan, the only issue DeMar DeRozan has is he attacks at the end, but at the same time, he attacks in a situation and gets blocked or gets fouled, and they don't call it because it's the end of the fourth quarter, and they're not going to make that call. So DeMar DeRozan has to develop a three-point shot. That's it. He is a great passer. He is a great shooter. At times, he can play pretty good defense. You remember when he locked down Clay? That was pretty good. So main thing he got to work on is a three-point shot. He works on a three-point shot. Next thing you know, he is extremely hard to guard. He's one of the best guards in the NBA, like, period. I mean, he will have so much in his arsenal at that point. That's what he has to work on. So every time he gets past the ball at three-point line and they kind of try to back off on him, they're not going to be able to do that. He work on a three-point shot. He come back with a decent three-point shot. Not even crazy, 35%. Maybe he can shoot 35, 40%. He's good. I ain't worried about DeMar DeRozan. But the problem that I have with LA is I feel as if his mind was not in it. I feel as if he went into that game and he shot poorly. Sure enough, you can shoot. It's not good to shoot poorly, but everyone was shooting poorly. Fine. It was a terrible first half of basketball, period. Fine. But the problem is I never felt as if in that game he was fully engaged. The only shots he got off was shots that Popovich made up for him, that drew up for him. He didn't play great defense. Jokic just bullied him the whole game. But then it gets to a situation where I will still excuse it. I will say, you know what? We just weren't good enough. But then in that situation where you don't know to foul Jokic, and you look on the face of DeRozan and Rudy, and Patty couldn't foul because he would have been fouled out. And you look at Brent Forbes, and you look at Messina, and you look at Coach Pop, and everyone is just pissed off because you're just allowing him to stand there. You either, one, was not paying attention to the shot clock, so you didn't know the situation, so you weren't engaged, or two, you were engaged, which he said he knew the shot clock, and he just didn't foul. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. So either two, you knew the situation, and you just wanted to go home. You fight till the last, because a lot of people also said y'all still would have lost. I mean, you would have been down by 6 or whatever. And I said that's not the point. You fight to the last buzzer. That's what you do if you're San Antonio Spurs. You don't sit there and just let them beat you. You fight to the last buzzer. That's it. Period. Whether we lost or won, at that point, I wasn't expecting us to win. But him doing that proved to me that he was not engaged for that game whatsoever. And in a situation like that, if you can't shoot, because DeMar DeRozan, that's what he is a mid-range shooter. I mean, not DeMar DeRozan, LA, he is a mid-range shooter. He's a big man. He can get around the paint. He got a nice little, hook, mini hook. But for the most part, that's what he does. So if he can't do that, I'm sorry. If you cannot do that, if you cannot get into the paint, if you cannot focus in on defense, if you cannot focus in on the little things that matter, then what's the point? All he does is shoot. And in this situation, in a game 7 versus an inexperienced team, and a Jokic that's like 10, 11, 12 years younger than you, do that to you, it's a disgrace. And he's not a true San Antonio Spur. You fight to the last ding, and he did not do that. So my whole situation, my whole thing with LA, as far as when I say that I don't want LA here, I'm tired of it, is I don't think that we can win with LA. And I'm just being honest, with him having to be the guy. And here's the thing, I will be quick to say, you know what, fine, we could win with LA as long as he's the second guy. I can't even say that. LA can't even be a sidekick, because when he's a sidekick to somebody, he's totally out of the game. When he's a sidekick to somebody, he doesn't play well at all. When he was a sidekick to Kawhi, he was a no-show. Kawhi goes down and he's a no-show. He was a sidekick to DeRozan for a good part of this season. He was a no-show at those games. So I have a hard time. I have a hard time seeing him as the guy to get us there. But that's just me. And honestly, even though I get frustrated with LA, and I know a lot of you guys get frustrated with LA as well, in the end of the day, the San Antonio Spurs are the San Antonio Spurs. We've been winning for 43 years. That's longer than a lot of us been alive. 43 years they've been winning. You win for 43 years, you're constantly trying to win a championship, they're going to make the right decision. They're going to make some decision that's going to work out. Whether it trade LA, whether they keep LA and figure something out with that, or talk to LA about diminishing his role, or anything. Who knows what the Spurs will do? But I do truly believe that San Antonio Spurs are going to make the right decision. They always make the right decision. Just like this season when we were upset, and we were upset about Pop playing or not playing Powell, and us keeping Powell and the contract and all that. Spurs, they evaluate every single position and they let Powell go. So I see the San Antonio Spurs as a franchise that's going to continuously win, continuously try to win. And Popovich signing that 3-year deal is tremendous. It is tremendous. It makes me so happy. Imagine adding Murray and Lonnie to the plan. That's another thing I want to talk about. Another thing I want to mention about the young guys. Somebody mentioned to me, they said, you know what, Clan, we'll never have that big three again. Said we'll never have what we had with Timmy, Manu, and Tony. Those were winners. And then they went on to say DeMar DeRozan and LA aren't winners. Let me say this. Yes, we'll never have a big three like Timmy, Manu, and Tony, but guess what? There'll never be another big three like them. Never. What they accomplished in that long period of time, 4 championships together, they'll never be a trio like that again. Period. And we're just blessed enough to experience it. But let me say this. All 3 of those guys were handpicked by Popovich and R.C. Buford. Tim Duncan, straight to San Antonio. Manu, straight to San Antonio. Tony Parker, straight to San Antonio. Every ounce of San Antonio's success has been guys that they groomed, guys that they put in, under their wing, guys that they drafted, guys that they developed. Every single player, the championships that we've won has been under Popovich and RC Buford. David Robinson is another great example. Who's to say, and I came full circle about DeJounte Murray, y'all. You know how I felt about DeJounte Murray. I went full circle because I'm looking at this team and now I'm starting to see it. I'm starting to see what everybody else saw. The way that Murray was helping his team, the way he was supportive for his team, how he was always there. He might have the type of personality or maybe a little bit of slight arrogance, which is fine. Arrogance is fine. You need a little bit of ego in the NBA. He might have a little bit of, I don't want to say arrogance, ego, like a Tony. But you know what? After looking at the way he supported Derek White and looking at how this team is set up right now, who's to say that Lonnie Walker, DeJounte Murray, and Forbes aren't that? Popovich picked some great guys. If you think about it, DeJounte Murray, all-team defense. Lonnie Walker got promised. My boy Derek White, which is my point, he'll always be my point guard. I think he should be the starting point guard, period. I think Murray should be shooting guard, and I think we should have that type of duo going. But Derek White, he was a two-way player. He was our best defender this season. And he scored in his third playoff game ever, basically as a rookie, because this is basically his rookie year. He put up 36 points. He nearly had 40 points in a playoff game against the second seed in the Western Conference Finals. In the Western Conference. That's tremendous. And I know a lot of people after that, they said, well, he didn't show up after this game. He didn't show up. Yo, he's young. He's inexperienced. And DeMar DeRozan said it best. He said, every single game, they're going to have to change something up for you. Every single game, they're going to take away something that you do well. And I think it's funny that DeMar DeRozan said that, which is some great advice. And DeMar DeRozan's a veteran. But he says that, but I feel like it applies to him as well, but he didn't really realize it. I felt like that was really ironic that he said that to White. And I'm like, dude, it kind of applies to you too, because they're gonna stop some of the stuff you're doing. So maybe you need to add a 3-point shot. I don't know. I'm just saying. I felt as if, I could be wrong, but I felt as if it was one of these years when he was with Toronto and he did shoot the three well. I thought he developed a 3-point shot already, or he was shooting it decently. I don't know. I feel like it was like a season or two ago. I don't know. One ESPN called DJ a future All-Star. I never call our Spurs players All-Stars because, number one, it doesn't mean anything. And number two, well, I guess 3 reasons. Number two, it's a personal achievement. And number 3, we're the Spurs. So, even the way our offense is set up, it typically don't set you up to be an all-star. You just have to be a straight-up superstar for you to even get in. If you recall, Kawhi didn't even get into the all-star. He wasn't even an all-star the year after he won the championship. Or we won the championship. I looked up highlights the other day. He had multiple 5-point made games. 5+ made games. Who you talking about? Derek White needs to be our permanent starting point guard. Murray is long and can fill another position for us. Yeah, quit. That's what I was saying. That's why I was Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Highlights the other day. He made multiple 5+ threes a game. Okay. See, that's what I thought. I thought he had a shot. Yeah. No doubt. A lot of people are kind of upset with that because I think people hold the point guard position to a high stature, which it is. It's the floor general, and they see it as an insult if you say that White is a better point guard than Murray. I've been saying this the entire time. I said this before anybody saw anything from White, and I felt as if he was going to be a better point guard. I think it's solidified that he's a better point guard, and that's not hating on Murray. It's just that Murray, his build is different. He can fit a lot of, like you said, he can fit the shooting guard position. At times he can fit the small forward position. Sometimes he's guarded LeBron. When we went against LeBron when he was with Cleveland, they put Murray on him. So Murray is a little more versatile as far as what he can play or what he should be playing or what he can play. Derek White is the type of player, and I don't think Murray has great court vision, but he does a lot of other things great that other positions can do as well. But Derek White, he controls the game so perfectly, and he sees things everywhere. And when he's coming down the court, you can't just back up off of him. So that helps as well too. So he says super fast. DJ is really good at tempo, super fast up and down. But he's very good at tempo, like fast breaks, but he's not. I never thought that he was great at controlling the offense. I just never thought that he was great at controlling the Spurs offense, which is fine. It is what it is. DeMar needs a 3-point shot for sure. But yeah, y'all, this is a good day. It is a good day to be a Spurs fan. And although we lost, let me go ahead and start pulling out because your boy got to go in a couple minutes. Although we lost in the playoffs, and it's always hard to lose, especially in that way. But when you think about it, you know what? Spurs just signed the GOAT to 3 years. They just signed the GOAT to 3 more years. Not only did they just sign the GOAT to 3 more years, that is 3 more years of helping develop another coach next to Pop. That is 3 more years of development for Murray, White, and Lonnie. Lonnie will be a starter or getting starter type minutes by the 3-year mark. Come on. I mean, he'll be doing it probably next year. And this is 3 years of a potential another championship. I think Pop came back, and I think Pop was excited about the future. Not only, I think, Pop got a little ego in him too. I think Pop want to win it without Duncan. I do. I think he want to win it without Duncan. But I think Pop sees an opportunity. And one thing that Popovich said that really stuck with me is he said that his favorite part, because they asked him, Pop, what's your favorite part of being a coach? What do you love about being a coach? And he basically said, guys like Brent Forbes, seeing guys come up, seeing guys that we develop that end up becoming, what you see on the court. Pop wants to see Murray. This is why it's so addicted to him. He wants to see Murray get a championship. He wants to see Brent Forbes get a ring. He wants to see Derek White become one of the best point guards in the NBA. This is what he wants. And honestly, I think he's going to get that. I really do. He's too good of a coach. You give us enough pieces and we're going to be good. And this whole concern that I have with LA, and it's going to continue. I'm sorry. I might just start off every single video saying LA got to go. I might just start out. The topic might be about bananas, and I'll just jump on and say LA got to go. So how y'all like bananas? Because honestly, yeah, I'm not with that. But they're the San Antonio Spurs. They're not going to keep. I believe they're not going to keep anybody on the team that don't want to win. They're going to make whatever decisions they have to make, and I think we're in good shape, y'all. We have a lot of tools of developing, but we need a great big man with the heart like Tim Duncan. You know what you need? The Tim Duncan era is over. You'll never get another Tim Duncan. We'll never get another. We'll never see a big man like Tim Duncan. What you need, as far as a big man, you are better off getting some more guards, getting a small forward, getting a wing, get some more talent, some more consistent 3-point shooters to go along with DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan develop as a player. Murray, you develop your 3-point shot. I think you're better off getting a fully defensive team. That's just me. I would keep, Brent Forbes, and, I would keep Patty. You need Patty. But I think that you would be better off if you went out and tried to get some defense, not necessarily with the guards, but if you just went at it in a frame of mind like the Clippers, where you say, you know what, we're going to try to make a gritty team. You got 2 gritty defenders already. Hopefully DeMar DeRozan defense get a little better, but we ain't banking on that. Don't worry about that. But you get you a center. You don't need a Tim Duncan. Get you a center that's just a good defender. Get you a big man that's just a good defender. Hopefully a veteran. That would be nice. I don't know who's out there. Some people say Hassan Whiteside. I don't know how that would work. But you get you a center or a big man that can play some defense. Now you got a nasty team. You got a team that's extremely hard to beat. You get a team that can play some defense, some strict defense, because I don't think Pop has ever had a team like that. Pop has never had a team that's just full of defenders. Now, he had, Kawhi and Duncan on the court together, but he has never had a team just full of defenders. Maybe we can do that. Maybe we can get a center that's just a defender, because honestly, this whole thing with the LA thing, I'm not with it. Jakob, I forgot Jakob. Jakob is a good defender as well. So maybe you can build off of that. I think the Spurs were at their best when their gritty guys were being gritty. When we had attitude. That's when we were at our best this season. When people had attitude. When people like Bertans was playing tough. When people like Jakob was playing tough. Hitting those people with those hard screens, making Murray fall on the ground, grabbing his leg. That's when we're at our best. When we're playing nasty with an attitude. That's why I don't say get Cat. Under Pop, he'll be a monster, but Cat is he's a very goes out there. He just kind of try to make something happen. He reminds me of Blake Griffin in Blake Griffin's like first couple years, where he just would do random moves. It never felt like he had like a consistent game. I don't know. LA quits a lot on defense too. Oh, he just quits, period. All right, y'all, before I just get into another rant about LA, thank you so much for the love. Keep telling your people about this channel. Just keep it growing. I want to get, and this is a huge feat, I want to get to 5,000 subscribers before next season. Let's see if we can do it. Love from India. That's dope, man. All right, man. All right, I appreciate it, y'all.